Hello students, today we are going to discuss alumina. I will discuss it from Boric Materia Medica, Allen's keynotes, and from NAS Materia Medica, and also from SK Dubey Materia Medica. I have different slides which I have prepared it from the different books. So today our drug is alumina, also oxide of aluminium, argilla, commonly known as argilla. Its common name is pure clay. Its common name is pure clay, and this drug belongs to mineral kingdom. We have different drugs from vegetable kingdom, plant kingdom, animal kingdom. This belongs to mineral kingdom. Its chemical formula is Al2O3. So a very general condition corresponding to this drug is dryness. Dryness is keynotes, dryness of mucous membranes and skins, a tendency to paralytic muscular states, paralysis state, dryness state, are old people with lack of vital heat. One of the drug of lack of vital heat. Other drugs are for this lack of vital heat very chilly. This drug very chilly. You can tell me the others drug which is very chilly in the comment section, so that you can remember it. Prematurely old with debility. Very chilly, calcarea phos, silesia, nux vomica, hypersulf, and many more. You can tell in the comment section. Sluggish functions, heaviness, numbness, staggering, and the characteristics constipation find an excellent remedy in alumina. Basically, this drug is for dryness of mucous membranes and skin, tendency to paralytic muscular states, lack of vital heat, prematurely old people with debility, sluggish function, heaviness, numbness, staggering, constipation, disposition to colds in the head and eructations in spare dry thin subjects, delicate children, products of artificial baby foods. So this is the general information about this drug from Boric Materia Medica. Mind, here it is written hasty, hurried, variable mood, suicidal tendency on seeing a knife or blood. I will discuss mind symptoms. I will come later on this. First we will discuss constitution. So here it is written in Allen's Materia Medica, alumina, pure clay, Al2O3. So this slide is from SK Dubey Materia Medica. Physical makeup, constitution wise, dry, thin, heavy, having dark complexion, dry, thin, dark complexion. Dark complexion one also seen in bryonia. Persons of sedentary habits like nux vomica, bryonia. Nux vomica is not sedentary, jealous, very much jealous, very much enthusiastic person like nux vomica. I will later discuss that. So this alumina, dry, thin, having dark complexion, sedentary habits, who suffer from chronic constipation, chronic ailments to constitution, to which suffer from diminished animal heat. Temperament is hypochondriac, hypochondriac like overthinking person. Very chilly patient, very chilly. Thermal reaction, very chilly. You have to comment in the comment section other remedy which are very chilly. Myasm, soramyasm, diathesis, scrofulous diathesis. So next, here it is written in Allen about constitution, adapted to persons who suffer from chronic diseases. So basically this remedy very much useful in chronic cases, the aconite of chronic disease. Special word is here, aconite of chronic disease. Aconite we frequently give in acute cases and also given in chronic cases also if there is symptom similarity of aconite. So aconite, constitution deficient in animal heat. Other remedy are calcarea phos, silesia, ledum pal, nux vomica, hypersulf. You can comment in comment section. You have to comment others remedy. spare, dry, thin subject, dark complexion. This is written in Ellen's keynote. So we are moving towards our next slide. We have discussed the general information about drug, constitution about drug, and now we are going to discuss mind symptom of the drug. So the patient is very hasty, hurried, very much hasty, hurried. Other drug, herself, and comment in comment section other drug which are very hasty. Time passes too slowly. An hour seems half a day. Time passes too slowly is seen in also argentum nitricum, cannabis indica, medorinum, and reverse of cocculus. In cocculus, written time passes too quickly. And alumina, time passes too slowly, an hour seems half a day. 1 घंटा लगता है इसको, आधा दिन हो गया. You have to compare it from argentum nitricum, cannabis indica, and medorinum. I will compare it later. So you tell me in comment what is the comparison between this time passes too slowly between these remedies. So next, great mental confusion persists. Confusion of mind and ideas, confused as to his personal identity itself. The consciousness of his existence is forgotten. He is not exactly who he is. It seems as though he were not himself. Even वो खुद को भूल जाता है. He were not himself. The patient makes mistakes in writing, speaking, uses wrong words, very much confused state. Even he cannot conscious about his existence. Also, he is very sad. So first one is hasty, hurried. Number 1 we have discussed, hasty. Number 2 we have discussed, time passes too slowly, about time, mental symptom. Number 3 we have discussed the confusion of mind, mental symptom I am discussing. And number 4 we are going to discuss this very sad variable mood. So variable mood, yet there is another state of mind too, where the patient is very much impulsive when he sees sharp instruments or blood. Impulses rise up to kill himself. Most of the mental symptoms come on in the morning or waking up. So our next mental symptom is suicidal tendency by seeing knife or any sharp instrument. So patient want to kill himself. Suicidal tendency. So all about mental symptoms, very much hasty, hurried, confusion of mind persists, even patient is not conscious about his existence. Also third point is time passes too slowly and too quickly in cocculus. Fourth one is variable mood. Patient have variable mood, sad mood and very impulsive. Fifth, suicidal tendency. Patient want to kill himself by seeing sharp instrument or seeing a knife or blood. This type of mental symptoms. About mental symptoms in boric materia medica, this is written: low spirited, fear of lost region, confused about their personal identity. Time passes too slowly, variable mood, suicidal tendency on seeing a knife or blood. I have discussed the 5 points about mental symptoms of alumina. So we are going to discuss next. Here it is variable mood. We are going to discuss next our guiding symptoms of this remedy. So guiding symptoms or characteristic symptoms or physical symptoms. or particular symptoms. We are going to discuss about this remedy. So very chilly patient, very chilly, deficient in animal heat and relieved by warmth in general except skin eruptions. So amelioration from warmth, very chilly, dryness of all mucous membranes of the body. Also there is dry skin. So first one is thermal reaction. It is also a physical characteristics, very chilly patient. Second one, dryness of all mucous membranes and skin, dry skin. Third one, there is extreme inactivity of rectum. Even soft stool requires great straining. No desire for stool for days together. Constipation. Constipation of alumina is very much characteristics. No desire for stool. Even soft stool requires great straining. Fourth one, obstinate constipation due to paretic conditions of the intestine. Why soft stool requires great straining? Due to paretic condition, due to paralysis of intestine and rectum and dryness of mucous membrane, require great straining even to wide soft stool which adheres to the rectum like clay. Platina. So third and points are same, talking about the same thing. And fourth one, there is diarrhea when the patient urinates. Well marked constipation when diarrhea. Diarrhea when the patient urinates. Urging for urine, patient diarrhea. This is peculiar symptom. Leukorrhea. It is also a very important symptoms of this drug. Leukorrhea is profuse, transparent and acrid, running down to heels, more during day and better by cold bathing. So, leukorrhea is better by cold. Better by cold, but in general, patient is very much chilly. Leukorrhea is better by cold bathing. Leukorrhea is profuse, transparent and acrid, running down to heels. This one is very important. If the patient like say that if she is not wearing any inner wear, so it will run down to heels. Profuse, very much profuse and more during the day time. This is daytime. Next one is there is intense craving. This one is desire. Intense craving for undigestible things which a person cannot digest, such as starch, chalk, charcoal, cloves, coffee, tea grounds, chai patti, aversion to meat and potato which disagree. Aversion to meat. So here we have desire for undigestible things, starch, chalk, charcoal, cloves, coffee, tea grounds. Aversion from meat and potato disagrees. Intolerance to potato. The Alumina patient cannot tolerate potato. This all is physical characteristic symptoms. Inability to walk except with eyes open. Patient cannot walk with open eyes and in the daytime. Trembling of like seen in argentum nitricum gelsemium. Trembling of the whole body with desire to lie down, which however aggravates the fatigue. All irritating things, salt, wine, vinegar, pepper immediately produce cough. Aggravation at new and full moon, in cold air from eating potatoes, amelioration in summer weather from warmth and while eating. This one is modality of this drug. So we have discussed the physical characteristic symptoms. First one is thermal reaction. Thermal reaction very much chilly. First one. Second one is, here I can write thermal reaction. First one. Second one is dryness of mucous membrane, very much important, and skin very much dry. Third one, uh, obstinate constipation. Even soft stool require great straining due to paretic condition of intestine and rectum. Fifth one, diarrhea when the patient urinates. About leukorrhea, profuse, transparent, acrid, running down to heels, more during daytime, better by cold bathing. And desire, intense craving for undigestible things, starch, chalk, charcoal, which cannot be digestible. And aversion to meat, potato, intolerance, potato disagree, potato aggravates the complaints of this patient. All irritating things, you have to tell in the comment section other remedy which have desire for potato. And modality, new and full moon in cold air because patient is very much chilly from eating potatoes. Amelioration, summer weather from warmth and while eating. This one is general, you can think about this also. So we have discussed the mental symptoms, physical characteristic symptoms also. Next we are going to discuss this one written in Boric about cravings. Aversion to meat, I have already told, no desire to eat, cannot swallow but small morals at the time. So it is written here in Boric. Abdomen, colic like painter's colic. Character of stool. In constipation, hard, dry, knotty stools, no desire. Rectum sore, dry, inflamed, bleeding. Itching and burning in anus, even a soft stool passed with difficulty. Evacuation preceded by painful urging long before stool and then straining at stool. Painful urging. Diarrhea on micturating. Diarrhea on passing the urine. And about leukorrhea, acrid, profuse, transparent, ropey. Ropey discharges. We have red in calibichrome. And other remedy you have to tell in comment. With burning ores during daytime, more in daytime and after menses. So leukorrhea aggravates in day and amelioration by cold bathing. This one is amelioration. So next we are going to discuss about leukorrhea. Time during day, I will commit later. So this from Ellen. Mind, mild, cheerful disposition, hypochondriac, very much overthinking. Time passes too slowly, an hour seems half a day. I have discussed 5 symptoms from mind. Hasty, hurried earlier. I have written it here. Hasty, confusion of mind, time passes too slowly, variable mood, suicidal tendency by seeing a knife or sharp instrument or blood. So mental symptoms, this much written in Ellen. Physical generals, abnormal appetite, craving for indigestible things, desire, intolerance and aversion to meat, talking, fatigues, faint and tired, must sit down. Gastric symptoms, chronic irritations for years, worse in evening. Constipation, no desire for and no ability to pass stool until there is large accumulation. Great straining, must grasp the seat of closet tightly. Stool hard, knotty like laurel berries, covered with mucus or soft clay adhering to parts. This one is very important, written in Ellen Materia Medica. Stool dry, hard, knotty like laurel berries, covered with mucus or soft clay adherent to parts. Constipation of nursing children from artificial food. Artificial food, bottle fed babies, of old people, lycopodium, opium, of pregnancy from inactive rectum. You can read it from Ellen. Inactivity of rectum, I have already told, because of the parasitic condition of intestine and rectum, even soft stool required great straining. Pulsatilla, Silesia, Inocardium, Veratrum album. Diarrhea when she urinates has to strain at stool in order to urinate. So this one is gastric complaints written in Ellen, and this I have discussed now the general information, constitution, mental symptoms, physical characteristic symptoms, and gastric symptoms of this drug. Now coming to female reproductive system. Leukorrhea, acrid, profuse, running down to heels. This one is from Ellen. I am reading. Ores during daytime, amelioration, cold bathing. This one is aggravation. Modality after menses, exhausted physically and mentally. Scarcely able to speak, like in Cocculus carboanimalis. You have to tell in comment section what is this condition, what is written in Cocculus. All irritating things produce cough, like salt, wine, vinegar, pepper immediately. Next, here about leukorrhea. If asked in exam theory, you have to write like this: time during the day, reverse of syphilinum, quantity profuse, copious, running down to heels, this much quantity. Character acrid, yellow and excoriating. Discharges are thick yellowish, but it may be albuminous, stringy, ropey, looking like white of egg. And modalities worse during daytime and better by cold bathing. So you can get full marks. You have to write like this. It is from Ellen. Nervous system. Inability to walk. I have already discussed, except with eyes open in the daytime, tottering and falling when closing eyes. Skin dry, teary, vesicular eruption होते हैं, itching eruption, worse in winter, intolerable itching of whole body when getting warm in bed, sulfur, scratches until bleeds, then becomes painful. Intolerable itching. Patient cannot tolerate. Aggravation when getting warm in bed. This aggravates, warm up bed aggravates. Scratches until bleeds, then becomes painful. You can compare it with sulfur and also from hypersulf. Hypersulf is very much sensitive, cannot tolerate to touch even cloths. And this alumina, scratch until bleeds. Sulfur scratching gives pleasure, equal to like sexual pleasure, that is written in sulfur. Modality aggravation in cold air during winter while sitting, from eating potatoes, from eating soups on alternate days, at new and full moon. This one remember, cold, patient is very much chilly during winter, and potato. Amelioration, summer weather, warm drinks, wet weather. Wet weather amelioration, causticum. Tell me other drugs which ameliorates in wet weather. I am telling Hypersulf, Nux vomica. Alumina is one of the chief antidotes for lead poisoning, Penter's colic, elements from lead. Tell me other drugs associated with lead poisoning, complementary to bryonia, and also tell me, also comment the complementary of bryonia. Follows bryonia, lacusis, sulfur. Alumina is the chronic of bryonia, similar to Baratacar in ailments of old people. So all we discuss it from Boric Materia Medica, SK Dubey Materia Medica, and Ellen's keynotes. I have discussed from all. Next, we have slides from Nash Materia Medica. I am just discussing little bit. Peculiar constipation written in Nas Materia Medica. I have already discussed inactivity of rectum. Even the soft stool required great straining. Here it is compared bryonia, there is no desire for stool. The constipation seems to depend upon the dryness of the mucous follicles. There are other points of resemblance between these two. They are both excellent in infantile constipation. Very obstinate affection to treat. Anacardium sepia silicea veratrum album. This one is written. Chlorotic, pale colored. Patient is exhausted. Profuse leukorrhea. Sometimes running down to the heels if she does not wear a cloth. Syphilinum. It is as profuse as menses ought to be. As profuse as menses. Here in NASH, this is written about leukorrhea. Patients are often hungry for starch. All these things written about undigestible things. We are going to our next slide. Here, natrum mur chlorotic could not eat bread. Natrum mur could not eat bread. Aversion to bread. Had an aversion to it. Alumina patient cannot eat potatoes. They disagree. Pulsatilla can't eat fat food pastries. I am telling all this from NAS and you have to comment also so you can remember. Alumina resembles pulsatilla in chronic nasal catra. Both are tearful temperament, but the constitutions are different. Alumina being dry, thin, pulsatilla phlegmatic. One thing I forgot to mention under stool and rectum. Next, the remedy is also efficacious in chronic sore throat like clergyman sore throat. Soreness, rawness, hoarseness, dryness, all this written and temporarily relieved by warm food and drinks. Dryness, warm food and drinks. The remedy nearest to argentum nitricum. Both remedies sensation of sphincter in the throat, as does also hepasulf dolichos nitric acid. In argentum nitricum and also in alumina, have sensation of splinter in throat. Other remedy are hepasulfuricum, dolichos nitric acid. We have next slide. This one. Now I am ending this session. Alumina is recommended for the following symptoms: locomotor ataxia. I have discussed all the things. Inability to walk, which is written. This is from Nas Materia Medica. So combining all this is about general information for dryness, lack of vital heat, paratic conditions, chronic constipation or obstinate constipation, dry thin subjects and hypochondriac temperament, very chilly thermal reaction. So aconite of chronic diseases, spare dry thin subjects. About mental symptoms, 5 points I have told: hasty, hurried, all this you can say. And guiding symptoms or characteristic symptoms or physical characteristic symptoms I have discussed. This is from Boric Materia Medica. This is from Ellen's keynotes. Here it is written what you can read. This also from Ellen's keynote, and if asking in exam you have to write like this in leukorrhea. And this slide from EV Nas Materia Medica. This also from Nas Materia Medica. You have to compare. Natrum mur, aversion to bread. Alumina, cannot eat potato. And pulsatilla, cannot eat fat food, pastries like dryness, soreness, all throughout seen in this remedy, and sensation of splinter in argentum nitricum, alumina, and Heppersulf also. So I am completing this session. You can tell me in comment section what you have understand, and please comment the drugs which I have asked in this video so you can remember it. Thank you.